Deep beneath torchlight, a darkness gathered. 3 heroes confronted the beast called Ordrak. Yet even in death, Ordrak's corrupted heart endured and called out.
Hey everyone, I'm Daniel, and this is my review of Torchlight 2. Torchlight 2 is a Diablo-style action RPG where your goals are twofold. Kill a shit ton of monsters and loot them for everything they're worth. In this regard, the game is a masterpiece, but it's not without a few issues. As a sequel to a single-player only ARPG, Torchlight 2 adds the element of multiplayer to the mix and improves on virtually every aspect of the original title. More enemies, more classes, more loot, more pets, and a longer campaign go a long way in making Torchlight 2 stand out on its own. True to its roots, Runic Games has designed a system based entirely around randomized gear. There are literally thousands of armor pieces, weapons, gems, potions, and spells to be found, as it's the thrill of the hunt that makes this game as addictive as it is. While you can send your pet back to town to sell loot and buy valuables, the surplus of items you are bound to acquire can still be a chore to sift through. This is primarily the result of a somewhat obscure stat system that doesn't offer any clear way to determine what piece of gear is better than the next without analyzing a stats page. What will net me more damage, +5 strength or +10 physical damage? This can be an issue when playing with multiple people, as most players won't want to stop and wait for you to pick out a new shirt when there's killing to be had. That aside, it can still be difficult to determine what item is the better upgrade. While the gear has an enormous impact on your effectiveness in combat, the way you level up and build your character is important as well. Torchlight 2 utilizes an old-school attribute system that governs nearly every stat in the game. These attributes can be used not only to support whatever build you're going for with your character, but can also be used as a substitute for gear prerequisites. While cool, this system can be easily broken, leading to characters running around with items 20 to 30 levels beyond what they should be capable of wielding. Attributes are cool and all, but the skills are really what sets your character apart from the rest. Torchlight 2's skill system is an interesting marriage between design philosophies new and old, allowing for a vast array of choices that are organized in an intuitive way. Every time you put a skill point into a skill, you get 1 out of 15 ranks available in that skill. Every 5 ranks, that skill increases its tier to a maximum of 3. This system is simplistic, but very welcome as many skills don't greatly improve from one rank to the next, while increasing a full tier may yield cool new benefits to an already powerful ability. This system of attributes and skills goes a long way in making every character feel unique, even between characters of the same class. However, Torchlight 2 doesn't allow much in the way of a margin of error when building your character. It is quite clear that Runic would have preferred an old-school all decisions are final system, while many fans would have preferred the option to respect your skills and attributes. What we ended up with was a weak compromise that doesn't do much to satisfy either camp. You can undo up to 3 skills and that's it. A hefty fee is included in every mulligan you want. This makes it difficult to experiment with builds, and ultimately just feels like artificial difficulty for the sake of it. If you don't like your build, you remake your character. That's great. I love it when a game deliberately wastes my time. Despite some of its questionable design, Torchlight 2 delivers some of the most intense fights you'll see in this type of game. It can be equal parts challenging and rewarding and offers some truly memorable bosses. If you're not careful, these guys will do things to you that make a WoW boss jealous. I mean, come on man, look at that fucking thing. I wouldn't fuck with that guy. And that's what's really important about this kind of game. Solid, fast, fun combat. Torchlight 2 knocks it out of the park. On some of the higher difficulties, namely Elite and especially if playing Hardcore mode, working as a team is paramount if you want to survive. If you ask for it, this game is not afraid to bring on the pain. Believe me. Other aspects of the game are fun as well. Fishing is back, of course, and is still the chill little minigame it was in the first installment. Other systems return, including enchanting, transmuting, gem socketing, and gambling. Among them, transmuting probably got the best treatment, as you can do a whole lot more with it now. One of the great things about this game is how user-friendly it is. Assuming you're using the Steam version of the game, you've got all your characters automatically synced to the Steam cloud, all of whom are connected to each other via a shared stash of loot, just like in the first game. Runic isn't a fan of always online or any of that, and offers 3 modes of play: single player, internet, and my personal favorite, LAN. Of course. The internet lobby system works well enough, but ultimately doesn't feel intuitive enough. A few simple systems like lobby chat or being able to link items in chat within the matchmaking system, or even in actual multiplayer matches, would definitely be on my list of things to patch, if at all possible. Before I wrap up here, I just want to go ahead and warn anyone who's actually looking for story in this game to look somewhere else. Not that I expected much, but Torchlight 2 doesn't have much to offer in the story department. Sure, the infrequent animated cutscenes are kinda neat, but they only tell a fraction of the patently boring story. If most of your story is explained by static NPCs and mediocre voice acting, you've clearly done it wrong.
Warn them that the Alchemist destroyed Torchlight, and is headed their way.
Though my girlfriend likes the story, so I suppose that counts for something, right? It may have a few issues, but at the end of the day, Torchlight 2 is a solid action RPG with a lot of replayability and fun to be had. Single player is great on its own, but I think the game really shines with multiplayer despite missing some features that would have improved the experience a bit. If you're looking for a fun co-op game to play with some friends, or you're just a fan of these kinds of games, I highly recommend Torchlight 2. At a $20 price tag, that's pretty hard to beat. Oh shit, did you just see that? I just got a gold item. Oh my god, I gotta check this shit out!